Hey everybody, this is Jeff. Today we're making a video about Monsanto in Hawaii. Anywhere you go around the island, you might see a sign that says no spray or ban Monsanto, ban GMO, buy organic. And it's really easy in Hawaii to get obsessed with the organic culture, the organic life, because it's a rainy climate. It's not arid. It's sustainable. Hawaii is one of those few places that's, like, in my opinion, fully sustainable. You can live off solar. There's enough sun here. There's enough water from all the rain. Water catchment. You can catch it in your backyard and live off of it. And then you can grow all types of different, agriculture crops. You already get the idea. I mean, you can grow almost many of the veggies that you could cabbage, lettuce, spinach, broccoli, cucumber. I mean, the list goes on, and these will be big cucumbers, right? So, and it's all, you can really do it organic here. No fertilizers, or no unsynthetic fertilizers, or unsynthetic fertilizers. That was a tongue twister, but you get the idea. So, the battle is against Monsanto because they're a synthetic company. So, they use synthetic fertilizer. They genetically engineered, GMO, genetically modified organism. That means that they're genetically modifying for the food, the crops. For example, drought-resistant corn. They grow that here. They also grow, I want to say, soybean. So I know on Oahu there's a big push to get Monsanto's corn crops off the island, basically. So, Maui fought really hard against this, and if you wanted to know more information about Maui's fight against Monsanto, or any of the islands' fight against Monsanto, you can go to some of the websites on the internet. Here's one, No Spray Hawaii. How about that? So it's a homestead on the Hamakua coast, and they talk about how they go beyond organic. No Spray Hawaii is a permaculture homestead along the Hamakua coast on the Big Island of Hawaii. We never use any synthetic chemical-based fertilizers, herbicides, or pesticides. We never use any tractors, tillers, or heavy machinery to plant, harvest, or maintain our permaculture homestead. They also offer classes, consultations, and products about the way they're going beyond organic. So they're not just using the original seeds as natural as they are, but they're also not ripping up the land and poisoning the land with what people would say is what's happening with these herbicides and pesticides. And a lot of the people on this island, including the native people and people who've been here a long time, locals, have really gone to war with Monsanto over this. And I mean, without getting my own opinion too involved in the whole scope of it, I mean, I've seen some of these organic fruits that people produce without any herbicides and pesticides. This beautiful, fluffy, beefy, I use beefy, but plump fruit, right? I've also seen some of the stuff that Monsanto produces, and they'll have a whole crop of just green because they got these super geoengineered, genetically engineered foods, corn, soy, and that's why they do it, is to make sure you get a whole lot of real healthy looking food. Whereas, if you're doing it organically, you're running a way higher risk of potentially losing your crop to anything from pest, other environmental factors, drought, stuff like that. But as I was saying earlier in the video, it's obvious why so many people are so passionate about being against Monsanto here in Hawaii, because it's the perfect climate to grow things organically. But to their defense, it's like, exactly, get off our island, right? So Monsanto's like, well, we want to also learn in this climate also. And some would say, well, go do that elsewhere if you're going to do that, because I think Monsanto's in about 30 different countries right now. So do they really need Hawaii to do that as a proving ground? Do they need to be doing it on every island? Do they need to do it on any island at all? I mean, these are questions that people want to know about. But a lot of people that I've talked to who have their own houses, I mean, you ask them about Monsanto, they're like, get them out of here, get them out of here, get these guys out of here. And you're like, okay, you guys really hate Monsanto. I mean, I remember one time I was on social media and I saw someone who on their Facebook page said works at Monsanto, lives in, I think Haleiwa or Waimanalo or something like that. I can't remember the exact place. And I was like, dude, he's kind of a tough guy to advertise that here in Hawaii, because my impression was that people really did not like Monsanto. And I don't really know enough to have an opinion about it. I do know that I've researched both sides, because obviously it's pretty naive to look at one side and not look at the other. And then also when you research or watch a video or something, you also want to get some in the field, hands-on like experience and knowledge too. And that's why I was saying I've seen both organic crops yield nice plump fruit, veggies, and then I've seen Monsanto just produce in abundance. Not quite as crazy huge, but just like, it's like all Monsanto stuff, it's so genetically engineered that it literally is all the same size, same shape. Everything is just like totally like, it's like processed food. Whereas with an organic crop, you'll see all different sizes, bananas, and you'll even see some crazy deformities on some of the stuff. And I've eaten the straight organic stuff, and I've eaten the Monsanto stuff, and I think it does taste different. Sometimes I'm just going on opinion. Sometimes I think that I prefer some of the Monsanto stuff. For example, those big long bananas, those are like GMO. Those aren't organic bananas. The organic bananas here in Hawaii are the little ones. They're little banana or apple banana. And those look kind of weird the first time, but I'll tell you, those are good too. Those apple bananas are good. But every once in a while I do prefer one of those, regular yellow bananas. I don't know. It's I think it's a matter of opinion. So the reason I say that is because I do eat those bananas, and I'm not so quick to say that they're bad. Also, when I'm eating cucumbers, I've had organic cucumber, I've had, GMO cucumber. I don't know. You can wash your food, wash all the pesticides and herbicides off them, right? But at the end of the day, there is a big battle between Monsanto and the people. And I think that's one thing that if you take away anything from this video is you have to be sympathetic to the crowd that is against Monsanto, because that's the majority of the people. So expect to be kind of doing battle if you're coming here as a Monsanto supporter. Like I said, I'm taking more of a middle of the row approach. I don't know enough either way. I don't know that Monsanto is creating toxic or food, not just the health effects of GMO, genetically engineered, but also the the effects on the ground, right? The earth. How's the earth getting affected? And I don't know enough, but there are people who say they do know enough to know that that poison is leaking off, eroding into the oceans and poisoning the coral reef and the fish and all that. I've seen mass die-offs in many places of like wildlife. For example, in Canada or New York, I saw like a whole river of just dead fish. I haven't seen anything like that in Hawaii since I've been here. Could that be because there's not a lot of Monsanto and too much over there? Could it be that Mother Nature Father God, who, whatever you want to say is controlling that, did that, or could it be because of, I guess, radiation in the water? Some of you are really, really into that, aren't you? But I mean, the oceans here, they don't look like they're doing too bad. But anyone you talk to who's been here for a long time, if you say, "How did the coral reefs once look, 15 years ago?" and they say, "Oh, it was so much more alive. Now it's all dead," and you're like, "Really?" Because you might think the coral reef look okay in some areas, and you might think it looks dead in others, but what caused that much coral to die off to where people, like, resoundingly, I mean, it's not like they all get together and commune and say, "Hey, we're going to just tell everybody that the coral reefs looked really immaculate, like coral forest about 15 to 20 years ago, and they look compared to what they look like now." No, I mean, these people are resoundingly, constantly saying the coral forest is nothing like what it once was. Places like Kailua Pier, Captain Cook, Captain Cook at Kealakekua Bay. So could it be because of the spray in the soil? It's really a sticky subject. I know people are going to come on here and make their voices known about that, and I encourage that. Go ahead if you got negative things to say about it, or positive things to say about Monsanto in Hawaii. Anyways, thanks for watching.